And hello. Welcome to the 18th anniversary stream. I'm Ry Schueller. Some of you guys know me as Roshan, and I'm joined by a couple of our producers.
Yeah, I'm Holly Longdale. I'm the executive producer of the EverQuest franchise.
And I'm Lauren McLemore. I'm a producer on EQ and EQ2.
Okay, so we're going to kind of talk a little bit about what's coming up for EverQuest, and then we'll go ahead and get in game.
Yeah, so happy anniversary. 18 years. Thank you for playing our game. We're super thrilled you're here. We've got a lot more coming up, and we're going to talk about some of that today. So you want me to just go right in?
Yeah, so why don't you talk about, so what's coming up for EverQuest? We've got a new server.
Yeah, so we're excited to announce our new progression server that's coming out end of May, early June. We'll update the date shortly. We're calling this one Agnar, and this one, the special rules for this one, it's going to be much like Finnegal. However, eventually it will, we call it pop lock, so it will lock at Planes of Power, but it will include Lost Dungeons of Norath and Legacy of Yakisha. But that is what our the next progression server is going to be. Yeah.
Cool. So I guess a couple questions people will have. So this still requires membership to play on it.
Yep.
How long will unlocks be?
Every 12 weeks.
And then the first question people ask is, how's the experience rate compared to Ragefire or Finnegal?
It's the same as Ragefire.
So faster than Finnegal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so look for that as we get closer to the end of May or beginning of June, but we'll be updating the date as we get closer.
Yeah, and I have a producer letter going out that's going to give you a few more details.
It's probably live right now.
Sweet. So yeah, don't go yet. But yeah, we're really excited about this server. We hope you'll join us, and we'll be getting into testing probably in May. Soonish. Soonish. Yeah, says Prathan. And now over to Lauren to talk about our promotion.
Yeah, so let's not forget about our awesome anniversary today. And so we have a lot of awesome in-game stuff going on for this, and you'll be seeing some of that a little bit later. But I just wanted to remind everyone that you get some bonus XP through the rest of the month, 150%. So make sure you go and utilize that. I totally would. And then we also have a heroic character promo going on as well. So if you've ever played EverQuest and you log in before March 31st, you're going to be given a free heroic character. And if you've never played before, but your account has membership, then you'll get one as well. We had a bit of a hiccup with this earlier, so I'm going to be running off to work on it a little bit more. But it should be up and live by noon today. So make sure you log in, get your character, check out all the cool anniversary stuff going on.
Speaking of which, we'll now hand it over to Prathan and Paul, who are going to show you our anniversary event, so we'll get to go in game.
Cool.
All right.
So thank you guys for your time. And
thanks. Happy
guys.
anniversary.
Happy anniversary, guys.
All right, so we'll be popping over here for Jonathan and Paul. Just half a moment. I'm going to look at chat. I don't know why my shirt is sparkling. Apparently there's a little bit of green in it, so it's picking up the green screen back here. So that's pretty cool. Progression server is not free to play. The progression server will require membership just like other progression server. Rule set for Agnar is kind of what Holly just covered. There's a producer's letter on the website that should cover basically the same things we just talked about. Yeah, and as soon as these guys have their mics live, I'll let them go ahead and introduce themselves. So, hey guys, welcome to the stream. Why don't you tell the people viewing who you are and what you do here?
I'm Paul Molina. I'm a senior game designer on EQ2.
And he's a lore aficionado.
Wow.
I'm Jonathan Caraker. I go by Prathan on the forums and in-game. I'm the lead designer on EverQuest. I've been here almost 15 years now, just in a couple weeks.
Into your mouth.
There it is.
Yeah,
Can you hear me better
do you
now?
want to do that again?
What, this?
Sure. What's your avatar name? What do people know you by?
Oh, Cronin.
Cronin?
So, yeah, so let's pop over here. I can probably click this guy. So here we are in game.
I can turn that audio down.
But so what we're going to do is go through some of the 18th anniversary content. So for the 18th anniversary, which is today, we have new in-game content that went live in-game. Plane of Knowledge is decorated up for the anniversary. Mm-hmm. And this content will be live, I think, through May 10th. That sound roughly correct? If people want to go and do this, they can play from today through May 10th.
Is it June 10th or May 10th?
May 10th, I believe.
May 10th, okay.
Okay.
I can actually... Let's look.
The dev cheaty command.
18th anniversary. Oh, that's something else. 18th anniversary.
Yeah.
May 10th. That's correct. Yeah.
So if people were going to try to do 18th anniversary content, how do you start?
So for the 18th anniversary, come to the Plane of Knowledge. There's 3 new bits of content that we've created, 2 new player design missions. These things were designed by the players at our SOE Live, I believe back in 2014. Though the year might be plus or minus. It's always been a treat to put some of these together, to design them with the players, and to create them and see them through all the way to fruition for the anniversary. If you want to know what's going on, you can always talk to the mechanical fortune teller here in Plane of Knowledge. If you hail her and ask her what's happening for the 18th anniversary, she will give you information about the content and even tell you where to go and who to talk to. So one of them is surrounding Phippy wanting some revenge on the people who have wronged him in Kinos. And one of them is about Frostcrypt and sends you back to Frostcrypt. And another one is a event that occurs on live servers only, but it's about. I'm going to have to turn off general chat. Leave one. There we go. That's. I'd almost forgotten. The other one is SAF Stay Off, which is what we're going to be checking out today. We're going to get to explore some of the classic zones and learn a little bit more about the lore seen through the eyes of Saf, who's been asleep in a coma for a very long time and is just kind of catching up on current events. And if you want to come join us, we're going to be on the Firiona Vie server. If you pop on and follow us around, you can participate in the content and see it all with us.
So if they're on Firiona Vie, should they pop into Plane of Knowledge, or are we going to go to a zone and they can meet us there?
You want to start in Plane of Knowledge. The quest giver is here, and I think she is findable. Let's scroll down to the 18th anniversary. We want to start with High Magister Zueria. Yeah, Zueria, Zueria. So you can use the find window to find her, or you can cheat and just /go. Don't do that.
That's something you can do, but they can't, correct?
That's correct, yeah. Looks like she's here in this side room. Da-da-da-da. Hey, we've already got some people here. So once we're ready to go, we'll talk to her. We'll get the task and bounce around the world and see some of these classic zones and see what it looks like to Saf, who's kind of experiencing this for the first time. This is the perfect time to talk about some of the lore for EverQuest and how things got there and how we got here.
It's just, for me, it's still incredible that when I fired up this game in '99, that 18 years later, I'm sitting at this desk, like, talking about the fact that the game has been around for so long. Like, I love EverQuest. It's still one of my favorite franchises out there. And like every day, I'm like, I work on this. This is fantastic. But yeah, we're Saf, as you know, was instrumental in creating the Combine, and he brought together all the races at the time, and they were going to do great things, and he had great ideas, and one of his allies, Siru, decided that he didn't want the Dark Elves in his little organization, and decided to get rid of Safkata and poisoned him and everybody in the meeting, and for all intents and purposes, he was dead. But he was actually put in stasis and was brought back not too long ago. I believe you guys did that as an event, right?
Part of the expansion, the Darkened Sea. Firiona Vie gets
the
return of Safkata.
Yeah. There was a restoration of Saf, and the last expansion saw him coming back and reestablishing the Combine Empire on Kunark. Yeah. And that ruined city that's there in the western section of the Dreadlands has been rebuilt and
which we'll see.
Reformed.
The current expansion. The current expansion is where they play through that story. You
yeah,
say last because you're already working expansion. The next
that's
one.
That's true. Yeah, the previous is in the previously released, the most recently released expansion. But there's always another expansion.
So yeah, we'll see him momentarily as we give him a little tour as to what he's missed since he's been gone.
Yeah. So what were you doing 18 years ago? Do you remember where you were?
Oh yeah, I absolutely. I remember
March 16th?
with EverQuest. The thing I was blown away about was that I could be a dwarf paladin, and that was what I'm in. Those my two favorite things are together. I'm going to play this forever, and yeah, I logged in. I was just like thrilled with the fact that I could go anywhere and I could do whatever I wanted, and it felt like I was playing D&D, but I was playing it like on my screen, and I was doing it in a way that I felt like I was the character. And so, yeah, I spent a lot of time in Caladim. I went to Crushbone, spent a lot of time there, got killed at the checkboard a lot of times because I was not strong enough to take those things. And I remember my first good piece of loot was a chain bracelet that I bought from that vendor that's right, like, he sells armor. I can't remember his name, but he's right outside where the checkerboard is. There's like a hut, one of the dwarf
huts.
The dwarf huts there, and he sells it there. That was the first thing I bought, and I spent all my money, and then I went to Crushbone and immediately replaced it. So it was super awesome.
Oh yeah, I remember there were vendors in Greater Fadark in Kellethan that sold like plate armor, and it was so much money, and I couldn't imagine anyone possibly having enough to afford that plate mail.
Yep.
And then of course you just end up getting drops that are better. So. Yeah, 18 years ago, I was trying to get a copy of the game, and it was sold out everywhere. So I drove all around town, went to every game store, went to every computer store. Nobody had it. It wasn't until 318 I was finally able to get a copy of the game.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I have to tell you, it was funny, too, because my wife at the time was trying to choose between EverQuest or American McGee's Alice. And she chose EverQuest, and that informed, like, the next up till now. Like, it's crazy to me that those choices that get made, and then all of a sudden here I am, like, talking to you guys and working on EverQuest. Like, if she hadn't chosen that, I don't know if I'd be here.
That's true.
I mean, I've mentioned this in other streams before. I was the sixth member of my EverQuest guild to get a job here during the SOE days.
Oh, crazy.
So, again, thinking that you're playing this game and that people get involved in tech and one thing leads to another, and then...
And you're here.
Yeah, and then your resume gets put in front of somebody here at the company.
It's crazy.
Yeah. There were a couple of guys I was guilded with who lived here in San Diego, so it was really cool to come here and have like a ready-made, already solid friendships with people I'd been playing the game with. Yeah, and those guys are still around. So yeah, friendships for life.
And yeah, I'm still talking to a lot of the people that I was in the on my Release Mar guild with.
Yeah. That was one of the fun things about SOE Live, going to Fanfare and talking to people who remembered, I remember that guild way back in the day, I remember when this happened, and knowing some of the same people, and from across the country,
Yeah, I miss SOE Live.
Yeah.
But we have some of the content from SOE Live restored in-game now. Missions that players designed with devs back during the last SOE Live, and that content's in-game where players can play through it now.
True. It looks like I missed the last boat. Would it be ready? Are we ready to start the next one?
I think we should jump to the first part of this here.
All right, let's do it. As soon as she comes back, we will fire it up and take the next...
She was like,
ship out of here.
You guys stop talking. I got things to do.
I know. We got Saf Caddis to give a tour to.
While we wait for the guy to come back, people talk about camping docks and Oasis.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, do you remember when people would shout across the zone about where the boat was? Is the boat at the Butcher Block docks? It's just left. Oh, no.
I remember that. I remember I've always felt like I was scared to death of falling off the boat because if I died, I'd never get any of that stuff back, ever. And I knew that.
Someone in chat said before they joined SOE, Scott Hartzman was their guild leader.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can we see comments? Yes, we can see comments on Facebook. Going through them, we're just we have comments in game over here. I've got comments on Facebook over here, and Paul has just the screen in front of us.
I have people telling me what is being said.
Okay, so you get the task over here.
So
there she is.
She's telling me that we can leave soon.
How soon is soon?
That's
it's like a soon
that's
TM
my
or
line. Yeah.
Soon TM.
For new server info, so we announced that at the beginning of the stream, Holly has her producer's letter up on the website. So you could either go back to the replay, or if you just go to EverQuest.com and look for March 2017 producer's letter, Holly and Lauren have that information in the letter to the community. And here we go.
So we kick things off here in Dreadlands. This is the modern-day Dreadlands. This is where the Combine Empire has reestablished themselves, as we mentioned earlier, and rebuilt this city.
And there's Saf looking much better than he was beforehand.
Yeah, a little less poison.
A little less poison. I spent a lot of time in Dreadlands,
Yeah.
camping North Wall.
Yeah, I was like on the southeast. No, it was North Wall. It was northwest. Yeah,
Yeah.
just kind of pulling mobs there.
But I even think
Couple levels.
just porting into Dreadlands, like porting in, doing Corner's Castle, or I mean the guy in the middle. My brain's not working all of a sudden.
Carnor's Castle.
The boss in the middle. The
Gordon,
Ixar
probably.
Lich. The Ixar
Oh,
Lich.
the one
No,
in
he's-
Carnor's.
Yeah.
General Sather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, he's up. We got to go kill him. Let's port into Dreadlands. Like you see, or you would see the spires here every time you poured it in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of grouping happened here. We'd coordinate here before going to Plane of Hate, or before attacking Gornair, or heading into Carnor's.
Yeah, as Gore kind of like walks around the snowy part of Dreadlands.
Yeah, I loved working on epics. It was such a great thing to like get together with your guild and figure out like whose epic step was going to be next and how we were going to work on that.
That was one of my most memorable game experiences, was finally getting my epic and playing
Yeah.
Fear.
Chad's geeking out that you have a Worm Slayer.
Nah, love Worm Slayer.
So good. Yeah, it felt Kunark appropriate.
Was there a... did you guys talk about why the Combine chose to rebuild this area in the story, or was it just like, hey, this is very Combine-like, we'll use this?
I don't know that we explained that in the lore. I think it was something like that. It's very
Yeah.
Combine-like. It was not ready built, but it was a ready to be restored
Well,
city.
yeah, it was a
you know?
throwback to their old
Yeah.
empire kind of thing. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
part of the old Combine Empire. Yeah, they've got multiple strongholds. There's the Under the Sea one, which is Catacastrum, and there's the one in Luckland, Catacastellum, and then they have the floating city in the sky, which is
What? I want a floating city.
Oh dang, I can't remember the name, but but that zone was amazing. And we got a great soundtrack for that too. We got a really like kind of dark electronica sound for that one, which was really different from the rest of the EverQuest music.
And the new city in Dreadlands is Lysinium.
Then correct, that's Lysinium. Yeah, named after Safkata's daughter, who's much different than her father. She's a more hot-headed, aggressive,
bit more aggressive,
punch first and ask questions later kind of a character. Where Saf is more into diplomacy, solving problems by talking to people.
They said your Seth model graphic is broken.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of Z fighting going on. I don't know if that's my graphical settings, but yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah,
if I get closer, it's not happening as much. But as I back away, there's definitely some Z fighting,
Wow.
especially like on his arms. Gotta get an artist on
His
that.
muscles are just bulging. It's like, I'm so ripped.
So something is preventing her from teleporting. So we're.
She's trying very hard. Look at her.
Come on, we can do it. Oh, there must be something happening on the other side, I bet. So this is an event that takes place in multiple zones. So we experienced the scene here, and then she teleports us to a different location. But this is happening like a ride where there are people in front of us doing something. So they're probably wrapping up in the next step.
Okay, so here's
There
the
we go.
Great
Head over.
Divide.
Great divide.
The greatest of divides. Oh, you used to crash here all the time. It was like guaranteed. If you teleported a Great Divide, you would crash out of the game.
And here we are in one of
Yeah.
the dragon rings. Now, this isn't one of the Combine spires. This is where you would port to on Velius. It's dragon magic. There's a... I got distracted by the dragon.
That'll happen.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Mhm.
I remember...
There's
No, go ahead.
there's an ambush happening here, so we're getting attacked by the Tismac, and we have to. This is probably what was preventing us from teleporting over. There was a previous group here fighting these guys.
I like the Tismac design.
Yeah.
We are
These-
Velius noobs.
This is the same model as the Fawn. It has a different head on it.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will be able to see it except for us, but.
Well, and everyone on
if you-
stream. Yeah.
and everyone on stream. That is the same as the Fawn model, just a different head on it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Which secrets of EverQuest
Yeah,
revealed
which
on
things,
stream.
yeah, things I didn't realize until working here. Like, oh, that's the same guy.
Someone in chat asked if there was new Heroes Forge armor for the anniversary.
Yes, there is. This is something that's purchasable from the marketplace this year, like we did last year. There's a whole group of new sets, 12 different sets of armor that throw back to the Dark Elf Velius looks. So there are 6 different looks that used to be the female look, the cloth leather, ring mail, scale mail, chain and plate, and then 6 for male. These are purchasable on the marketplace.
You can probably just click
check
the
and see
marketplace.
if it is on there now. Oh, there's nothing there.
Well,
Search
that's
for it. Oh, there's so many Teardoll things. It is the Teardoll Heritage Crate, which I'm not seeing on the marketplace. We'll check on that later, though, and see if we can get that up, especially put it on the item of the week. So it's a random item. It could be a suit of armor. It could be a mount. That's an exclusive look. Everything is kind of Dark Elf themed, Teardoll themed for the Teardoll Heritage Crate, and there's an exclusive illusion in there. And we're excited about this stuff. The artists who worked on these armors put a lot of effort into making these look like the original armors they came from, and we're really proud of how this came out. And it wasn't super easy because they have to be skinned, on every single gender and every single race, and there's a lot of different looks. So it has to look okay on a halfling, but also look okay on an ogre, but also be reminiscent of that original Dark Elf armor look. And I've got a couple different suits here. I can put the other ones on. Did someone ask this organically, or did we,
someone just
plant
asked
that
if
question?
I did not believe the question was a plant.
Okay, well, this one's great. This is the original male Dark Elf look, I believe.
Dragon just
Or,
popped
no,
out
or
here.
is this female?
There's
Does somebody know? I feel like this is the old male look, but maybe it's female.
You want to flip around? It
Somebody-
looks like I see a
Oh,
dragon
no!
head.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a worm.
There's a worm came through. He's ignoring the wall too. He's like, whatever. I'm coming through.
Yeah. When the game first came out, I really thought you could hide from NPCs
Yeah.
who were chasing you. So
You would
like
run
in
around the
Butcher
corner.
Block, you run around a corner, go in a dwarf hut, hit the hide button, and then maybe you'd be okay. And then you see this hand come through the wall.
I see
It was
you.
not okay.
Physics are for lols.
So for the questions that keep popping up in chat, Free Heroics, we're targeting noon for Free Heroics going live.
Oh, these guys have-
but we'll have an update for community once those are out. For information about new progression server, there's a producer's letter that's up on EverQuest.com. It should be called Producer's Letter March 2017. It's a note from Holly and Lauren, who were at the beginning of the stream, but if you just tuned in, they're already back upstairs doing EverQuest things.
That Tismac really wanted to be on stream.
Yeah, he did.
Came running. Come on, I'm going to be famous.
Are there fairly new progression servers? Finnegal just unlocked Planes of Power about 6 weeks ago, so it's still pretty
Yeah.
fresh on Finnegal. But we're going to have a new progression server that starts again from the launch of the game, probably around the end of May or early June.
Yeah, how long has it been since the original, or since the previous progression server came out? Has it
Rage
been-
Fire was May 2015. Finnegal was December 2015. But they have regular unlocks. So every time new content unlocks, people who there's maybe a particular expansion that is somebody's favorite, every time we unlock an expansion, we always see a jump in people there who are getting started again. Oh, and somebody linked the producers letter right in chat. So
There you go.
whoever is upstairs and listening to me, I appreciate you.
Now we're at the proper Combine Spires.
Yes, it's interesting that there are Combine Spires here, but this isn't where you teleport into. Using the Great Divide teleport
No.
takes you to the Dragon
Use
Ring,
a dragon ring.
not the Spires.
Got a giant out there just hanging
He's coming
out.
over. He wants to be on stream too.
He's scouting.
going to be internet
Yeah.
famous.
Hey guys, just passing through. Got dwarves to attack.
Man, the ring war was that was something else too.
Oh yeah.
Holly doesn't have in her letter. Is Agnar going to be instanced like Finnegal?
Yes, it will. There will be instances similar to how there were in Finnegal. I don't know if we'll change the look of the Agent of Change, because
Okay.
those guys look like a Finnegal.
Okay.
They look like a Kedge.
The Kedge,
BC. So
yeah.
maybe we'll change them all to Agnar. I don't know. But yeah, we'll still be doing that for that server. So there will be load balancing like there is on all servers, and there will be raid instances. Good question. I guess we forgot to mention that.
And here we are in Skyfire.
So
I
can see
must
from
have
above. There's a.
camped. Was it pre-Epic parts here forever?
Oh yeah.
Who's out here? The Pearl?
I think so. I don't remember what part it was. It wasn't my Epic. I was just doing it for friends.
Yeah, the final step got moved out here. We had some epic guild battles fighting over the one in Cell B before it was moved here, and then there were still battles once we moved here, but it wasn't as epic.
Yeah, we're here. Giant volcanic area connected to Vishan's Peak. I always get the two mixed up. It's not Temple of Vishan, it's Vishan's Peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, Temple of Vishan is Velius.
Right. Yeah, those are the two that always mess me up. I actually had a document I wrote that was all Temple Vishan's Peak. It was supposed to be Temple of Vishan. I had to go back and find replace the whole thing. I was like, good job, me.
Oh no. I'll switch out my Hero's Forge armor while we're under attack. This is.
So while all these dragons are doing things, so which set is this one that we're looking at?
I believe this is the scale mail set. Yeah, so this would have been the Velius Dark Elf female scale mail set. It's a throwback to that. And it's got these really nice reflection to them. I don't know if you can catch that in the light. This is, I don't know if people can actually see that on stream, but yeah, it's slightly different than the old sets, the way they reflect. We think we've improved the way they catch the light. Yeah, that does look
You're
nice.
like, I don't know if they can see on stream. So this is what they see on stream up here.
Oh, well, I can zoom in.
Oh, you can see the light on there. It's just a dark zone, but you can see the reflection on there.
It's noise.
I like how we're having all these guys do this work for us to complete the quest.
They'll be fine.
Thanks, guys.
You can do it.
You're so helpful.
Meanwhile, there's another group that's behind us that's like, why can't I teleport to Skyfire? What's happening? So this is going to be happening all through the anniversary. This is not available on progression servers because the story has not caught up to this point. Safkata is still in a coma on progression servers. But for servers that have got up to this, you'll be able to do this and see the event and get the rewards.
The reward's actually super cool. Did you want to talk about the reward for finishing Seth's Day Off?
Yeah. So you can get the Zueria slide. It's named after that NPC over there, the Dark Elf. It's a teleporter that converts between different teleportation options and can take you back to a bunch of different classic teleport locations. So a great utility item, and I believe it's got some pretty relevant stats on it too for this era.
And then whoever's in chat dropping the heroic character promo. A heroic character promo right now isn't. The heroic character promo should go live around noon. Dev right now upstairs is pushing the last part of the promo live, so they can people can get their heroic character.
Yeah, there should be a brief downtime, and then when the servers come back up, the heroic characters will be available. That promo will kick in.
Hey, Gene, how are you doing?
We were
people were talking about running through this zone to get to Chardock, and you left things in the zone that would dispel people's buffs. People would buff, run through zone, not be buffed anymore.
Running
through this zone.
Oh! Yeah, I bet it's like the Chroma Drakes. Yeah, right.
They
had
would.
a dispel
Yes.
on them. It was super cool. Yeah, I think we ended up stripping dispel like. For a while, like NPCs would just automatically learn Dispel if they were a class that could learn Dispel. It would just be in their spell list, and it was so brutal to go through a zone and just like some green NPCs like bleep, would just
strip your buffs.
take your buffs off. Yeah. So I think anything that wasn't specifically given a Dispel had that taken off.
Teardoll Heritage Crate. People can purchase that on progression server if they want to.
Yes, yeah. Everything's available on all servers. Nothing has any stats, so it should be, it's not going to be something that's not available on certain areas or certain parts of progression. So yeah, all the mounts and the illusions and the Hero's Forge armor and the familiars are all available on all servers.
For people asking about heroic character promotion, so as long as you've ever played EverQuest on your account, the free heroic character is available to you. You don't need membership as long as you've played EverQuest before. If you've never played EverQuest, or maybe you're making a new account, that new account will need membership if you've never logged onto EverQuest from that account.
This is kind of great. So they come here, and Saf is horrified to see what's happened to the spire. It's been cracked and battered and destroyed. And as Ry points out, there's a lot of conflict that's been happening in Nectarless Forest for years, especially between
Dark Elves and the Leatherfoot.
Yeah.
For someone asking about coming back to EverQuest, so EverQuest is free to play, free to download. There's no purchase to be able to play the game. So you can go to EverQuest.com, register for an account if you don't have one, play the game. For progression servers, if you don't have membership, you won't see progression servers. So Ragefire, Lockjaw, Finnegal aren't available to you if you don't have membership. Every other server is, though.
And here we are, this is North Row. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah, this is North Row.
Yeah.
Again, Safkata has not seen this in a very long time, so he shows up here and he's horrified to see that this has been not only destroyed but mostly buried in the sand.
Yep.
So what was the Desert of Row?
It was Tenaria.
Before, yeah.
And they ended up incurring the wrath of Row, who went ahead and burned out the forest. And so what was once a lush and beautiful, homage to nature became what we're used to, which is the Desert of Row.
And this is another what's happening here moment. So Saf got teleported to Stonefront Mountains with us and is wondering why there's no spires in the area. So there's a teleportation location here, a wizard focal teleportation point, but no spire evident. And that is one of the great mysteries. Why?
We're on the Firiona Vie server right now.
And there was somebody who was working with us, and he got left behind at Skyfire. So.
Oh, no.
Sorry, guy.
Join us.
It's like there's always that random chance you get left behind. We'll take a look into that later and see if there was a bug or if it was just a fluke.
Sometimes sports
Maybe.
leave you behind. You're in a group, you
It
go
could
port,
be.
you evac, and you just get left behind. It's
Could be
rude.
working as intended. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is where as Ry is explaining to Saf that the Karens were transported.
Oh, right, yeah.
Evicted.
They were evicted. The Erudites were essentially testing a weapon, and they took all of what became Charval, and it went to Luckland, created the hole, and ultimately where Payneal would sit.
I see the chat there. Catasef asks, the moon? Why would they do that?
Well, if you've got a powerful weapon, what's the first thing you do with it?
Let's see what this does.
Send the cats to the moon.
Go to the moon.
So was the city underneath Charval that was always there? It was just uncovered when.
No, there was a philosophical split in Eridan, and those who believe that things like necromancy and some of those darker magics should be free to study split off and built Payneal.
Oh, cool.
But there have been more than one version of Payneal. Payneal's been destroyed in the past and rebuilt.
Oh, I didn't know that. And that, I believe, concludes the event. Saf's day off.
Well, let's get our item. Let's go check that out. The
Let's check it
slide.
out.
That's the important part. It's the loot.
It's like the electric slide, but with better stats. So this is the item. Received a slide Skyfire. This is convertible, so I can hit the button and convert it to the next version, which is a teleport to Great Divide. And
Item
and
stats
so
seem
on.
pretty good. What is that on par with?
That's pretty good stats. That is fairly modern, high stat charm item. Boop. That also has a teleport.
So you converted, the stats are the same, but the place where it teleports you changes every time you convert it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there's, I think, 6 locations. It's listed out in the 18th anniversary article, or you could just pick up the item and look at it.
Yeah, and it says on the charm itself it gains power in Kunark zones. This is an item that becomes more powerful if you're within the Kunark continent.
Are we porting right now somewhere? Or
yeah, it's got a long cast time on it, but in the process of teleporting to, I guess I had it selected to Great Divide.
Cool.
Okay.
Here we are.
Thank you for joining us. Is there anything from chat or?
I mean, I've been grabbing chat messages as we go through. I can probably do a short Q&A, but otherwise I think we'll let you guys get back to work.
Sounds
the
good.
2 things that we need to push live: Heroic Character Promotion. Goal is to get that live by noon. thing that chat's popped up a few times is they can't find the Tyrdal Heritage Crate.
Okay, yeah, we'll get that working.
Yeah, so that should be going live soon as well. And we'll let people know once those things are out there for everyone. But yeah, the goal is to get those things live today. Heroic Heritage Promotion available to everybody who's ever played EverQuest. Tyrdal Heritage Crate is a marketplace item. It functions kind of like the pet crates in the past where you make one purchase, you get random item, and a lot of those items are those heroic character sets of armor that you can trade until... they're tradable till you use them.
Yeah.
So you get a set of armor you don't want, you trade
it. Trade it, sell it, swap it with somebody else, and everything's tradable until you claim it. So the armor is attunable. Once it's on you, it's on you. The familiars are tradable until you claim them, just like the old ones. And the familiars work with the Linnea, the pet keeper in the Common Lands tunnel. You can turn them into her, and with and you receive a currency. With enough currency, you can buy a random pet.
So yeah, any other questions from chat? It doesn't look like there's any questions. Frost Crypt isn't working. You can look at that. We'll see what's going on with that one. If you have an issue with a player design mission, if you post that on the forums, if it isn't already, a team can try to figure out what isn't working means.
Oh yeah. More details would be good, but we can take a look at that. Yeah. The Frost Crypt mission should be working, so if it's not working, that would definitely be a bug.
Oh, Fabled on progression servers. So Fabled will not be available on progression servers. The Fabled NPCs go live, I think, in 6-ish weeks. They're not live yet, but when they do go live, they will not be available on progression servers. They're available after a certain expansion the content unlocks. I don't know off the top of my head.
Let's see
It's part 2 of Anniversary as you cheat over there.
Cheating over here.
It's also in the anniversary article. If you click on the 18th anniversary article on Launchpad or on the website, it does have those dates in there.
15th anniversary. 4/12.
Okay, so April 12th is when Fabled goes live. Fabled will not be live on progression servers, and the reason is because the items that those Fabled NPCs drop are super good.
Yeah. The stuff the stuff that starts in the anniversary stuff begins on progression servers in the same era that it was available originally on live.
Hardcore Heritage. Is there any chance that something new will be available for Hardcore Heritage?
That's an excellent question.
There's always a chance. Who knows? But
yeah. We actually created a bunch of content for the anniversary, and then just before the anniversary was about to release, we realized, well, why don't we just spread this out a little bit over the course of the year? So there is some stuff. There's some stuff that already came out that was originally slated for the anniversary, the restored Kunark quests, and there's a pretty good chance that there will be a new Hardcore Heritage Zone coming in the future.
Yeah, not 0% chance that happens this calendar year.
Greater than 0% chance. Yeah.
So yeah, that looks like all the stuff. So for the people with Frost Crypt, if you guys can post on forums, so we can try to see what the issues you guys are having. And apparently Paul Molina is bad at Street Fighter, according to Eric Smith.
Oh, don't even. When you're ready to get worked, you let me know.
But in any case, I appreciate everyone for tuning in to the stream. Today is our 18th anniversary, and if you guys log in game, we'll have devs in game hanging out with people.
Sounds good. Yeah, happy anniversary, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.